Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Chelsea's entire season has been built on moments of uncertainty, moments where the club seemed one step away from collapse but then found a way to rise again. And as the Blues prepare for the colossal showdown against Barcelona, a wave of unexpected news has swept across Cobham, igniting hope, excitement, and a belief that something powerful may be turning in Enzo Maresca's favour. Because after weeks of injuries, setbacks, and tactical improvisation, Chelsea are suddenly preparing for one of their strongest squads of the season. Moises Caicedo, Reece James, João Pedro Neto, and Alejandro Garnacho have all been declared fully fit and available for selection. And for Barcelona, that changes everything. Chelsea's season has not lacked drama. Moises Caicedo's prolonged absence had created a gaping hole in midfield, with Maresca juggling academy players, makeshift options, and patchwork partnerships to keep rhythm in the centre of the pitch. But the Ecuadorian midfielder returned to Cobham looking sharper, more rested, more motivated than he has been all year. Internally, coaching staff have been buzzing about the physical transformation he has undergone during recovery. Sources inside the club say Caicedo looks like he's never been injured, dominating training sessions with energy and aggression that instantly elevated the overall intensity. His return means Chelsea finally regain their midfield anchor, the player who dictates tempo and stabilizes defensive transitions. The timing could not be more perfect. Reece James' return is another emotional chapter. His injury story has been a painful saga for the club, the fans, and the captain himself. Yet this time, there is a sense of caution mixed with confidence around him. The medical team has resisted every temptation to rush him, focusing instead on biomechanical rebuilding and psychological readiness. In internal scrimmages, James looked free, comfortable, explosive at short distances, and precise with his passing. His leadership was missed more than anything. Chelsea have drifted through games without their captain's voice commanding the back line. As Maresca prepares for Barcelona, James becomes more than a returning player, he becomes a symbol. A reminder that the core of this Chelsea project is still intact, still fighting, still determined to restore the club's identity. While the defense and midfield receive boosts, the attack's transformation may be even more significant. João Pedro, whose arrival at Chelsea marked one of the most exciting transitions under Maresca, has recovered ahead of schedule. The Brazilian forward has looked brilliant in training, reconnecting instantly with the rhythm of the attacking structure. His movement, his creativity between lines, his ball carrying, Chelsea desperately missed all of it. The club signed him because of his unpredictability and his composure in tight spaces, two qualities that become crucial when facing defensive structures like Barcelona's. With João Pedro back, Chelsea suddenly regained the option of fluid rotations in the final third, something the team has lacked for weeks. Pedro Neto's return adds yet another layer of dynamism. Chelsea had lost their natural width during his absence, forcing Maresca to rely heavily on fullbacks for attacking width. Neto brings back the ability to stretch the pitch, isolate defenders, and break into space with pace that only a handful of Premier League players possess. He has looked sharp, direct, and fearless in his first full training session since returning. Players around him reportedly felt his influence instantly. The way he moves forces entire sessions to open up, making the pitch feel bigger. Against Barcelona, whose defensive transitions have been shaky this season, Neto might become Chelsea's most dangerous outlet. And then, there is Alejandro Garnacho, the young winger who has quickly become one of the most talked about arrivals at Stamford Bridge. His recovery from injury has been monitored with extreme care, not only because of his value, but because of the unique explosiveness he brings. Chelsea have not had a natural chaos creator in years, someone who destabilizes defenses simply by receiving the ball. Garnacho's return means Chelsea's front line gets back its unpredictability, its fear factor, its energy. Staff have described him as hungry and explosive during training, eager to insert himself immediately into the matchday squad. His ability to beat defenders one-on-one might be the difference in a game where half chances often decide the outcome. Inside Cobham, the atmosphere has changed dramatically. Maresca has gone from working with a patched-up squad to suddenly having nearly his full artillery available. Sessions have gained speed, intensity, and tactical sharpness. Players who were previously fatigued from overplaying now look fresher and more liberated. Training ground observers noted that this week has been the closest thing to Marresca's ideal Chelsea since pre-season, a squad with depth, balance, and identity returning to life at the perfect moment. Barcelona, on the other hand, may not have expected this. Their analysts were preparing for a different Chelsea, a weakened one. But now, everything shifts. Chelsea can press with more confidence, counter-attack with more threat, control midfield with more authority, and defend with more leadership. What once looked like a difficult European night now carries a sense of opportunity. Stamford Bridge is preparing for noise, energy, and the revival of belief that has been missing lately. The return of Caicedo, Reece James, João Pedro Neto, and Garnacho means Chelsea aren't just preparing for a match. They're preparing for a statement. A chance to redefine their season, reignite their ambitions. Cole Palmer set for return, inside the full drama of Chelsea's most important comeback under Enzo Maresca police car's revolving light. In the final week of November at Cobham, something changed in the atmosphere, something Chelsea fans have been waiting for since the night everything fell apart at Old Trafford. Cole Palmer, the heartbeat of Enzo Maresca's new project, the man who transformed Chelsea's unpredictable attack into a fully functional system, finally returned to the pitch, jogging lightly with a ball at his feet as the winter sun settled over the training ground. It was the first real sign that the long, frustrating wait was finally reaching its end. But the journey to this moment was far from simple. It was filled with unexpected setbacks, freak accidents, confusing updates, and a sense of helplessness as Chelsea tried to navigate one of the most intense fixture blocks of their season without their most creative force. What follows is the full story, the complete timeline, the emotional weight behind the scenes, and how Enzo Maresca's calm, calculated approach kept the club steady despite losing the player who has become the face of modern Chelsea. The first chapter began at Old Trafford, in a match that was supposed to be a turning point. Chelsea entered the stadium full of confidence, armed with new tactical ideas and a belief that they could finally challenge the Big Six again. But only 20 minutes into the game, Palmer pulled up awkwardly, touching his groin with a grimace that told everyone in the stadium that something was wrong. His night was over, and as he walked down the tunnel, the early whispers around the press box were pessimistic. The initial medical checks ruled out anything catastrophic, but the groin problem was enough to sideline him through the early weeks of November, including key games Chelsea desperately needed him for. This alone was already a blow, but it was only the beginning. By mid-November, Palmer was close to returning, completing partial training sessions and even taking part in light ball work. Cobham staff believed that he could be back for either Barcelona or Arsenal. Maresca, known for his calm demeanor, began to hint that the comeback was near. For the first time in weeks, optimism began to replace anxiety. Then the bizarre twist happened, the freak accident at home. No collision in training. No dramatic moment in a match. Not even something that could be blamed on intensity, fatigue, or bad luck on the pitch. A toe. A small misstep at home. A sudden impact. A fracture. A player who had beaten top Premier League defenders, outwitted international-level midfielders, scored in high-pressure environments, and survived all the physical chaos of elite football, was now sidelined by something as simple as hitting his toe on a piece of furniture. Maresca confirmed the incident with a tone that was both frustrated and accepting, acknowledging that football, even at the highest level, is still played by humans who live normal lives off the pitch. The diagnosis was mercifully light, but the timing was cruel beyond imagination. Barcelona was 5 days away. Arsenal was 7. And suddenly, everything fans had hoped for was gone.